What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on this Baller Friday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, I want to remind everybody that this is episode number 614. All right, episode number 614 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice, by the way, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are listening to the Political Underground. What I'd like to ask each and every one of you listening to do is please spread this show link around like wildfire and let everybody you know across the internet and throughout the world, let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live once again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, baby, I love being independent now. That's right, folks. Add this to your bookmarks, add this to your favorites, and type in your browser the following: ghost.report. All right, it's as simple as that. That's all you have to type in your browser. Once again, add it to your bookmarks, add it to your favorites, ghost.report. All right, and once again, I want to say what's going on, and happy Baller Friday to everybody who's in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on? What's going on to everybody in the inner circle? And, of course, what's going on to everybody out there? Happy Baller Friday. Before we move on, I want to ask everybody to please follow me on my only social media representation on the internet today, and that's on Gab, folks, all right? If you don't have yourself a free Gab account, then I don't know what the hell you're doing. This is the last bastion of freedom of speech and social media today, so get yourself a goddamn Gab account. It's free, and once you do, follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? And like I said, any other social media websites where you're seeing people claiming to be me, it's fake and gay. That's all I got to say, all right? Now, once again, what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room? Let me go ahead and give some shout-outs on this Baller Friday to the folks that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room right now. What's going on to the Pep Mexican? What's going on to Tesla Cyberheart? What's going on to TCS Stagio, Pepe the Frog, No Limit Ninja, Metaform? I dedicate this show to Columbus. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, we got Herb Capitalist, we got Hawk Late Milk, we got Fly on the Wall, we've got Distilling. What's going on, baby? We've got Capitalist America, we've got Australian Capitalist, Stagio, I don't know if I missed you, and everybody else in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and everybody's chilling. What's going on? A shout out to you. If you want to come chill with us in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, well then, by God, follow the following. All you've got to do to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? It's as simple as that. Just go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost, and once you get there, click the subscribe button for premium content. And once you do, go ahead and private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, because that is where the True Capitalist Radio chat room resides. Private message me your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple. And once again, starting this month, here towards the mid to the end of the month, we're going to start sending out physical newsletters mailed to the folks that are subscribing to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I'm not even kidding around. In this day and age of censorship, you don't know what the hell's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is everybody who's subscribing to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, man, we're giving physical newsletters on a monthly basis to everybody who's subscribing. And we're going to have that. We're going to do that every month. I mean, that's what we're going to do. All right, starting this month. All right, now for you folks that are wanting to, be a part of that, what I'd like for y'all to do, okay, is if you're on Gab, go ahead and private message me your address, or if you're on Discord, private message me your address and let me know your name, your actual name on Gab. All right? On top of your address and all that stuff, I need to know your name on Gab if you want a physical newsletter. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, those are the two methods you can send your address to me. And once again, once I give you feedback that I've gotten it, then you can go ahead and erase it and purge it or whatever you want to do. I will not physically store these addresses anywhere other than on hard file paper in a filing cabinet like the old days. I mean, we got CIA glow-in-the-dark people all over the place, so you got to make sure, you keep some things offline, all right? That's all I'm saying. Keep some things offline. Anyway, folks, now that we got all of that out of the way, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in with me. Happy Baller Friday. Folks, I'm telling you, I want to drink. I have to be honest with you. I think I told you all this Wednesday. I did drink last weekend, and I haven't drank since then. I should have bought some beer before I got to the broadcast here, but unfortunately I was conducting some business, making money moves, you know what I'm saying? It's the Trump economy. So I had to go have a sit down and close a deal, and I don't want to get into that because, you don't want to brag, you don't want to piss people off. But either way, I didn't have enough time to pick up any kind of beer or any kind of alcoholic beverage, so I'm very tempted, all right? I'm very, very tempted to go right after the broadcast, to go right to whatever alcohol, whoever sells alcohol, whether it's a damn fucking liquor store, corner store, I don't give a crap, grocery store, and get some alcoholic beverages. All right, I'm sorry, it's a fucking weekend, man. You know what I mean? It's a weekend, man. That's how you celebrate the weekend. Celebrate the weekend. That's how you celebrate it, baby. So I'm thinking about that. So that's going to be on the top of my mind throughout the broadcast, even though I'm conducting it right now in sobriety. Now, let me go ahead and take a sip of some high-quality H2O here. I should have cheersed you fellas. I'm sorry about that. I want to say cheers to everybody out there who's a capitalist. Happy Baller Friday to you guys. I hope that you're partaking in your favorite vice. And for you folks that are new to us here, if you're asking yourself, what is Baller Friday? It's that day of the week when capitalists take it upon themselves to bask in the week's labor, in the week's wages, in the week's success. I mean, this is what you do. Because let me tell you something, man. If you're working, you're productive. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you're working a job and are not collecting off the government dole, then you're sure as hell better than those that are collecting off the government dole. Don't you understand? And anybody who tries to deny that, you don't know your ass from your elbow. All right? Now, with that being said, folks, before we get to the crypto and stock talk here, I want to talk a little bit about Alex Jones, all right? I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be talking about this guy, but I'm going to talk about him for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, when Jack Dorsey and I think Sandberg, the broad from Facebook, were testifying in front of some congressional committee, for whatever reason, Alex Jones made himself present in Washington, D.C., in the halls of Congress. And for whatever reason, he decided to go up to Little Marco, and I don't want to play the confrontation. You can look at it for yourself. If you want my opinion, him going up to Little Marco and touching Little Marco and being spastic and not sticking to one subject matter. I mean, I want to be completely honest with you. Marco Rubio made Alex Jones look like a complete mentally disturbed idiot. And Marco Rubio didn't even have to try. And then you've got Alex Jones touching this guy. And I don't know, look, I don't know why you would even go into the halls of Congress and then aggressively, in a boisterous manner, confront a senator and then try to touch him. I mean, that seems like he was trying to be a little intimidating or something to that effect. I don't know what it is, all right? Or it could be the fact that little Marco, do y'all remember that, well, I don't know if y'all remember that far. 2016 was a long way back, but, you know, there were some things unearthed about little Marco that we talked about on here, in which little Marco was arrested in the middle of the night, you know, I don't know, after midnight, in a park, when he was a, I guess, nice-looking twink little Cuban chap, back when he was like 17 or 18, 19, something to that effect. And moreover, there's been pictures circulating of someone that looks like Marco Rubio in a 1990s gay, I guess, Bubbles type of a club situation. I don't know, regardless. Not trying to insinuate nothing about little Marco, but it has been speculated in the realm of political discourse that maybe, and this is not, I don't know this for a fact, that little Marco, you know, may have partaken in a little bit of homosexuality. Now, that's why I'm insinuating that maybe Alex Jones wanted to touch little Marco for that reason. I don't know, but I think people should know better that if you're going to boisterously confront a senator and then you're going to touch him, I mean, that's assault. I mean, if somebody touches you, even as lightly as on your shoulder, if you wanted to be a true dickhead, but it's your right to do so, you could file assault charges on that person. Now, aside from Alex Jones looking like a complete idiot in the halls of Congress, we also have him being banned from Twitter right after the congressional hearing, all right? Now, I mean, for all those that don't know, Alex Jones has been banned from every social media outlet like yours truly was about 2 years ago, okay? But now that Alex Jones has been banned from all these social media outlets and he can't make his shekels anymore, all of a sudden, all of us on the right are supposed to care or some shit. Well, you know what? I'm going to say it once and I'm going to say it again. I don't care. I don't care. And let me tell you, Alex Jones should have thought about this a long time ago. He's always boasting about how he has a $300 million media operation, and he's got this, and he's got that. Well, don't you think that he should have put some of that capital away in creating his own forum posts? Maybe something like a 4chan. Or you know, better yet, how about some kind of a social media outlet? Something like a Twitter, something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. But he didn't. He was completely a slave to the social media outlets. I mean, I could only imagine, and you know, I feel bad in this regard for Alex, but I could only imagine how much money he lost on YouTube. Because, man, let me tell you, I remember Alex Jones on YouTube, and this son of a bitch would shit out at least about 50 videos a day. And, I mean, it would get non-stop hits because he would make sure to, you know, get provocative-type content. And I could only imagine how much money he was making off YouTube alone. And then everything else, I have no idea. Everything else, I have no idea. But listen, I don't care that he's been banned. I don't care that he's out there in the halls of Congress making those of us on the right look like idiots. You know what I do care about? I care about the fact that this asshole, Alex Jones, has been ripping me off for 10 goddamn years, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this asshole ripping me off, ripping everything. Anyone who listens to this broadcast and listens to Alex Jones can clearly see that this asshole either has himself or somebody representing his goddamn shitty InfoWars listening and cueing this idiot to fucking rip me off, and I don't appreciate it at all. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate this fucking piece of trash ripping me off. Now listen, I wouldn't be bitching about this right now had he not... As many things as this fat fucking stupid asshole has been ripping me off on. Have you heard his recent ripoff of this broadcast? Have you heard it? Hey, why don't you come along and join the InfoWars army? Come and join the InfoWars. The InfoWars army, you fucking bastard! You fucking bastard, for Christ's sake, man! That's a blatant ripoff, and I'm tired of it, Alex, you fucking faggot! And I mean that literally, for Christ's sake. I'm tired of you ripping me off! Jesus Christ! Oh my God, I should fucking send you an invoice, Alex, you son of a bitch! Oh, goddamn. Listen, all right? I mean, I'm not even kidding around. You haven't heard the InfoWars army? You haven't heard about this shit? Well, probably not, because he's been banned from all these goddamn social media sites. But good God, I mean, stop ripping me off, Alex. God damn you, you fucking portly prick. You piggish power bottom fruit bowl. And oh yeah, for all those that don't know, this asshole, Alex Jones, was caught with transgendered or trans-testicle pornography on his phone as he was messing around with it on his broadcast. And then when he was asked about it by one of his callers, I mean, did you hear his excuse? Well, what are you talking about? Let me explain something to you, okay? I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying that Alex Jones had transgendered porn on his phone, but I'm here to tell you that, look, I don't look at transgendered porn, all right? I was searching on my phone in the deep webs looking for some serious information so I could broadcast on Infowars.com, and every time you go through the deep webs, you know what I'm saying, folks. All kinds of pornography just starts popping up on your phone, and that's what happened. And I'm going to leave it at that. Hey, all right, listen. Come on, Alex, I want to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I was going to give you a mulligan on this transgendered thing until the internet's found out that it wasn't, you as a man wanting to be in a dark room with something that looks like a woman, because I can only imagine, Alex, you've had bad luck with women, all right? I mean, your ex-wife took you to court, what was it, a year and a half ago? And then you had to publicly admit, on the record, mind you, Alex, you fucking admitted this shit under oath, that you are nothing but a character, and your attorneys even said in the same goddamn litigation that, hey, no person with common sense would ever take Alex Jones serious. He's just a character. Aside from that, asshole, all right? Aside from that, and aside from the new chick, I don't know much about your new chick, Alex. I don't know. I've just heard through the internets that, I mean, I don't know this, but she's your favorite stripper. I could be wrong. Maybe not. But you're having, 2 kids already with this one? So what does that make it, like 4 or 5 kids? With 2 different wives? One wanting alimony? I mean, that's a lot of money there, Alex. I'm just saying. I mean, that formulates a motive. All right? Now, aside from that, the whole reason why I brought up this whole thing with him having bad luck with women is because, he's Alex Jones, And he's like, hey, why am I out here working so hard, getting on InfoWars, doing all I can to fight the New World Order if I can't get my rocks off when I want to get my rocks off? So, I was going to give him a mulligan and say, look, he's had bad luck with women. He's probably like, hey, look, if it looks like a woman and, it's got a mouth and, it looks like a woman, it's a dark room, you bend them over, it looks like a woman, just as long as you don't see the feminine penis or whatever. I was going to give him a mulligan there. But no, what they uncovered is the type of trans-testicle pornography that Alex Jones was allegedly looking at was of trans testicles bending masculine men over and doing them in the ass, okay? I mean, that's what was on that tab. If y'all look into this, y'all can look into this for yourself. I'm not even kidding. I mean, what was the porn star he was looking at? Marina Minx? Now, I don't know if you've seen Marina Minx. She don't look much like a girl. I want to be honest with you. She's, you know, a pretty long-in-the-tooth tranny, looks a little old, a lot of makeup to make it attempt to look like half-assed a chick. But the reason Marina Minx is, I guess, from what I understand, sought after in the industry is because she has a 9.5-inch schlong. Okay? So, just giving you a little bit of insight there, all right? Just giving you a little bit of insight. I mean, and you combine all this that's been happening to Alex Jones, and then him confronting little Marco, and then him getting banned on Twitter. I mean, what is it? What, now he's got the InfoWars army? I mean, what is he going to do? What is he going to do with the InfoWars army? Hey, this is Alex Jones here, and I'm calling on every one of you out there in the Info Warrior land out there. I want you to join the InfoWars army. And what we're going to do if you join the InfoWars army is we're going to make you have and make you drink the Super She-Male Vitality so it can give you the big-ass boners so that you can have your asshole puckered when you get down on all fours and you have a Marina Minx with a 9.5-inch jackhammer ready to go up your prostate, and as it goes into your sphincter, you just say, "My filters! My filters! My filters, filters, filters!" And that's right, after you do that, we're going to do another money bomb. Remember that? Remember the money bombs that I used to do back in the old days? I'm going to have another money bomb because I've got child support, I've got kids to feed, and now I got Super She-Male Vitality, and I got all the she-males coming at me, and they want a piece of this masculine muscle ass of old Alex Jones and my filters. Fucking InfoWars army, man. I mean, couldn't you? You can't get any more blatant ripoff, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say something about it on fucking Baller Friday. I had to say it. Oh, God, I wish I would have had a fucking beer after that. Let me have my fucking water. Oh, Jesus. I want to take a shower even after just acting like Alex Jones, for Christ's sake, man. Hey, the sign on my ass says do not enter, all right? I mean, listen, I'm sure if Alex Jones was like, let me tell you something, I'm Alex Jones, and I'm going to show you how to spit like a man. That's how you spit like a man. Let me show you how to burp like a man. That's how you burp like a man. Let me show you how to fart like a man. I'm not joking. I'm almost willing to bet fucking money. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. I had to let those fucking feelings be known about this man. I'm tired of you ripping me off, Alex. I'm going to send your ass an invoice. I'm not even kidding around. You fucking owe me something, Alex. You piece of crap. Jesus Christ, man. And don't send me no she-mails either, for Christ's sake. Good God. Anyway, folks, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk a little bit of cryptocurrency, shall we, folks? Now, I want to be honest with you, we are recovering from a major FUD here. For those that don't remember, Wednesday, we started seeing a contraction in the cryptocurrency markets. Now, this contraction was due because Goldman Sachs, according to all mainstream business media, Goldman Sachs was supposedly pulling out of crypto investing altogether. And that right there spooked the market. It got all the neckbeards all scared in the pants. And as a result, you had a major sell-off in the cryptocurrency markets, folks. Well, yesterday, I put out a report. Well, I gabbed a report that was put out by somebody else that stated that whole Goldman Sachs news that was covered by every lamestream business media outlet out here, that Goldman was going to get out of crypto investing, was absolute 100% fake news. It was fake news. Now, I want to be honest with you folks. This was obviously a coordinated effort by Wall Street and the lamestream media to take out major market capitalization out of this cryptocurrency market. Now, why would they want to do that? The same reason Jamie Dimon did it back when he conducted I think Bitcoin sucks. My daughter thinks she's a trading expert because she made a couple of bucks on Bitcoin, and I would fire anybody in J.P. Morgan if they decided to trade Bitcoin. Meanwhile, as he said that, and his remarks were making the market go down, J.P. Morgan's European division was buying up cryptocurrency like it was going out of fucking style. So if you want my personal opinion, I think this was a blatant coordinated effort, because every lamestream media, all right, every lamestream business media covered this stupid FUD. Every one of them. Look it up. And now that it's coming out that it's fake news, you notice that these same business media outlets refuse to cover the fact that that was fake news. They refuse to cover the fact that it's fake news. And, come on, man. You can't get any blatant than that. That's why the news of Goldman Sachs pulling out of cryptocurrency investing hasn't circulated around the cryptocurrency investment community. Hence, why you haven't seen people coming back into the market. Now, moreover, folks, if we take a look at today's U.S. dollar index, the U.S. dollar has been fluctuating upwards in the plus side from anywhere from 0.40% down to about 0.33%. But either way, it's on the plus side, and that is obviously going to affect an already fudded market. So that's why we're not seeing a uptick in this market, even though it hasn't been circulated as high as the news that Goldman was supposedly going out of crypto. But we need to get this out, folks, that the bottom line is Goldman, Wall Street, they're all going into cryptocurrency. And because this is not a regulated market, they can manipulate this market very easily without any consequence. And that's why I continue to tell you guys that are out here, if you're going to be doing things in a short or pattern or day trading capacity, you always have to be on top of your money. Because right now, the reason we're not seeing a pickup is because we are having an uptick in the U.S. dollar. So you got to thank the fake news FUD that Goldman Sachs was getting out on Wednesday. You remember the contraction that happened, and the contraction that's continuing to happen now it's coinciding with the dollar. But I think this is very temporary, folks, because let me explain to you why. Okay, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has appointed a new pro-crypto Security and Exchange Commissioner. Can you believe that? Now, for you folks that aren't aware of this guy, his name is Elad Roisman, okay, Oive, that's E-L-A-D, Roisman, that's R-O-I-S-M-A-N. Now, because the President has appointed a pro-cryptocurrency SEC commissioner, does that mean that the Bitcoin ETF later on this month is in the bag? Because I want to be honest, this is what everybody's waiting for. Now, why? Because if one ETF is approved by the SEC, there's going to be a plethora of different instruments that are ETF-based, that are centralized around cryptocurrency. And because of that, what are ETFs? They're exchange-traded funds, meaning that there is an actual fund of money that is currently being traded by a fund management group or a fund manager, and whoever manages that ETF is either trading one of two ways. They're either trading that Bitcoin is going to go upward. So if you believe that Bitcoin is going to go upward, you as a stock trader would invest in the ETF in which Bitcoin would go upward. Now, if you feel that Bitcoin is going to go downward, well, then there's going to be an ETF specifically for that, etc. And because you're going to have all these different ETF, folks, that's billions upon billions of dollars of just Wall Street money. Remember, I always talked about, whenever covering the market throughout the history of True Capitalist Radio, I have always said that the stock market, the reason that it's being manipulated is because Obama, during the crash, out-regulated the independent investor out of the market. And the reason that I was so prognosticator when it came to the stock market throughout the years is because I know that the majority of the people that are in the stock market are nothing more than these big, huge fund managers. And I'm talking about fund managers that hold retirements, pensions, you name it. I mean, these fucking huge managers that got billions upon billions of other people's money. And all they're doing is trading it. They're switching it from this stock to that stock. And it's a fucking game. What have I always told you, folks? What have I always told you? Regulation doesn't help the average person. Regulation of anything doesn't help anything other than those boys or that group or that good old boy network that's already established in that industry. I mean, you have to know that. You have to know that when regulation happens, it's not to protect you. It's to protect the industry from having any kind of competition. That's why there's regulation. I mean, that's why you can't do the type of investment strategies that you can do in cryptocurrency. You can't do that in the stock market. You can't pattern and swing trade in the stock market because it's illegal to do so unless you have a brokerage account of over $25,000. That's regulation. I mean, I don't understand. I never understood why people, independent people, especially during the time of the recession, how come they were prohibited from going and putting whatever money they had, whether it's $500 or $1,000, into an account, and they could day trade that and gain whatever liquidity that they could? I don't understand why they were prohibited from doing that, man. Why? Because they were regulated out of the market. Always remember that. So anyway, with that being said, we all know that crypto is going to be regulated. The point is, before it gets regulated, those of us that know the game and understand what's going on and have major investments in this game, we could either do one of two things. We could be revolutionaries and be like, hey, no, we're going to be private and Monero and, all this shit that you're hearing nowadays in the underwebs. Or when it finally gets regulated, you be a part of that protected class that's protected in cryptocurrency. Because I'm telling you right now, man, the fucking market cap right now for cryptocurrency right now, because we're in a major contraction after the $30 billion FUD of Goldman Sachs fake news pulling out of crypto, the market cap is a mere $203 billion. $203 billion. That's it. That's not even a scratch on the surface, man. And not to mention, folks, I mean, even those that know Bitcoin. I saw a poll here recently. They polled a group of people. And for all the people that knew Bitcoin, only 13% of those folks that knew what Bitcoin was knew what even Ethereum was or any other altcoins or whether there was an altcoin. I mean, you understand? We are at not even the infancy of this goddamn investing. We're not even crawling yet. So, for those young people especially, if you want something that's going to take care of you here, in the times of your lives where you want to be comfortable, like in your fucking 40s and 50s, I would strongly invest in cryptocurrency if I were you. And you don't even have to spend money on it. Let's say you're one of these brats that got a fucking mommy and daddy that gave you a badass fucking gaming computer. You can mine this shit off your video card. I mean, you can get this shit for free if you, have a good service. There's some kids, believe it or not, in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that sell virtual merchandise. I never heard of such a thing. Like, people are buying shit for video games. I mean, I know it's very complicated to understand for you folks that are like, what? They're selling shit on video. They're selling shit on video games, all right? Meaning like weapons, and I have no idea. I don't know, man. All right? I have no idea. But this is it. This is it. Anyway, in my personal opinion, folks, all you young people, if you do want to have a future for yourself, don't follow these unfortunate elders of yours. I mean, for you Generation Zers out there that are listening in, remember, it doesn't take a humongous amount of people to be able to take control of institutions of power and be able to use those institutions of power to be able to yield a society that you want to achieve. That's what the leftists did. And you know something, folks? That's what everyone who is a part of the elites have done. I'm not to get off on a subject here, but, the recent Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, we're going to talk about him later, but the reason I'm bringing up Brett Kavanaugh, which everybody pretty much already knows now, is because did you know he and the recent Supreme Court judge, or the Supreme Court justice that was the most recent one to be nominated, Gorsuch. Did you know that Brett Kavanaugh and Gorsuch went to the same high school together? Yeah. You don't think that those two dudes in there were talking to each other, not just in high school, but passing each other in this pursuit of trying to become some aspiring Supreme Court justice? You don't think that they told people that? You don't think that they got together and studied or crossed paths in career or whatever the case might be? You don't think that they believed that they were one day going to be Supreme Court justices? And they are. They did whatever they had to do to achieve the objective that they now are in possession of. And let me tell you, now that there's two of those guys that are, they went to high school together, they obviously are on the same team politically and legally together, they're going to control a portion of the United States government for the next 30 years plus. Because these are young guys right now in comparison to the Supreme Court justices that are sitting. These are young guys and they're not going anywhere. And you see, because those two guys had a vision that, hey, look, I want to be a Supreme Court justice. Yeah, me too. And they both went and they got it. I mean, do you understand that they now are in control of an institution of power? I'm just trying to let you all know, for all those folks that are out here, I'm just a stupid loser. I don't know any better. It's never going to happen to me. I don't really understand that. Well, keep playing video games, keep watching cartoons, keep waxing your carrot to pedophile cartoon, whatever the fuck you're doing, keep memeing and all that shit. See how far that gets you, all right? And speaking of memes, look, I want to be honest with you guys with these memes, okay? It worked in 2016. I mean, the political system, the establishment, the powers that be, the elites, they had no idea what they saw coming when the cyber culture of the internet utilized memetics as a means of trying to galvanize a political spectrum. Now, what's unfortunate, folks, is that the elites have already evolved. And doing the stupid little memes and doing all this bullshit, it is not effective anymore. That's why now you've got to take shit serious. And, you know, you morons that are already late 20s, early 30s, and you're still acting like a bunch of fucking prepubescent fucking idiots on 4chan, you're already gone. You're already lost. I'm talking to the young people that are out here that are under the age of 24, man. If you're still fucking young enough to do whatever it is that you want to do, but you need to establish a plan and you need to achieve it. You need to take your life serious. You need to take, especially if you're an American, you need to take your fucking country serious. Because we on this planet Earth, the United States is the last bastion of freedom, where every man, woman, and child in America is accorded by God the Bill of Rights. So it is what it is. Anyway, folks, let me get back to cryptocurrency, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about the cryptocurrency market capitalization. I just talked about it being $203 billion market cap. Now, let's go ahead and go to Bitcoin, folks, because now we are seeing contractions on top of the Goldman Sachs fake news FUD, and that's why we're seeing a lot of red all across the board, if you want my view, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin here, all right? Bitcoin, right now, the market capitalization is $111 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply is 17.2 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has gone down 0.60%. Current price for Bitcoin right now is $6,473.10 per Bitcoin. We've got Ethereum. Ethereum right now, it is also down, folks, on the negative side. It is down, but let's go ahead and take a look at the market capitalization of ETH. It is $22 billion market cap. Circulating supply is 101 million in circulation. Once again, I don't like that circulation, but even so, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Are we seeing the death of Ethereum here? Because I'm not too sure yet. And the community of Ethereum didn't act too positively when Vitalik decided that he was going to kind of take away mining, the mining output and convert that into proof of stake. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Ethereum. Not to mention their goddamn smart contract technology is way behind. They have yet to evolve. I think Vitalik and everyone else on the Ethereum team are too busy going to these stupid conventions and flexing their little feminine nuts or whatever the hell they're doing, but they are not concerned, in my opinion, about the Ethereum cryptocurrency. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone down 4.65%. Current price for Ethereum is $218.48 per Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash, folks, BCH. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Current market capitalization is $8.6 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply is 17.3 billion, or excuse me, 17.3 million, I'm sorry. 17.3 million Bitcoin Cash in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin Cash has gone down 2.97%. Current price for Bitcoin Cash, $501.59 per Bitcoin Cash. All right, let's continue. We've got Litecoin. Litecoin is also down today. Everything's pretty much down today, folks, unfortunately. All right, but look, I think this is very temporary. We've got a pro-cryptocurrency SEC commissioner coming around the pike. We've got Bitcoin ETFs coming around the corner. So I'm seeing nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies. So anyway, let's continue here. All right, let's continue. What else do we have going on here? We've got Litecoin. Market capitalization is $3.2 billion market cap. Circulating supply, 58 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone down 1.59%. Current price for Litecoin, folks, is $56.32 per Litecoin. All right. Now, once again, there's nothing much, there's nothing much for Litecoin here, man. I want to be honest with you. It's just a fiat alternative. There's no smart contract. I don't know what's going to happen with Litecoin, folks. It's up in the air. I don't know, man. Let's take a look at Monero. We talk about Monero because, in my personal opinion, we like to see this run. It's a pattern or swing day trading play, for Christ's sake. Monero, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Monero XMR, current market capitalization is $1.8 billion market cap. The circulating supply is 16.3 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, we got Monero going down 4.04%. Current price for Monero, folks, is $112.57 per Monero. Let's continue. Dash in the house. Now, folks, Dash is starting to get a lot of acceptance. All right? You're getting a lot of acceptance in South America, and that's why you're seeing a lot of positivity even amidst a negative contracting market right now. Let's take a look at Dash. DASH, current market cap is $1.5 billion market cap. Circulating supply is 8.3 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, we've got Dash going up. 5.38% increase for Dash, folks. Current price for Dash is $188.17 per Dash. Now, once again, folks, before I move on, I do want to say that the Dash contracts at genesis-mining.com are still available, and they're the most profitable from my perspective, considering that we're now having general acceptance of Dash in South America. And moreover, folks, it's a low circulating supply coin. It's only got 8 million in circulation. All right? I mean, the highest it's been has been $1,600. So you've got a lot of people holding the bag from the current price up to $1,600. And in my opinion, folks, I think that the Dash mining contracts on genesis-mining.com are something to consider, folks. All right, I mean, everyone that was in the inner circle, everyone out there in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that has purchased a genesis-mining.com contract is more than happy. So take a look at my cab right now. If you're interested, go to genesis-mining.com, take a look at it, and if you are going to purchase a contract with Genesis Mining, make sure to use the discount code, baby. You got to use the discount code. Come on now. The discount code is WEA296. Once again, the discount code is WEA296 is the discount code. I'm just trying to help people capitalize, baby. That's all I'm trying to do. Just trying to help people capitalize. That's all I'm trying to do. Anyway, let's continue going here. What else do we have? We've got Ethereum Classic, ETC. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Current market cap is $1.2 billion for Ethereum Classic. The current circulating supply, 104 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum Classic has gone down 2.04%. Current price for Ethereum Classic, $11.67 per Ethereum Classic. Let's go ahead and take a look at Zcash. I'm telling you, everything is down, folks. It is down. Zcash right now is down. ZEC, current market capitalization is $604 million market cap. The circulating supply, a very nice and low, 4.7 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, folks, Zcash has gone down with the rest of the market. It is down 2.68%. Current price for Zcash, $127.24 per Zcash. Let's go ahead and get to Quantum, folks. Man, folks, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I have been gobbling this shit up like the Cookie Monster, baby. I mean, every time I see a fucking Quantum, I'm like, oh, Cookie, more fucking Quantum. I'm not even joking, man. I mean, the more and more I get, the more stake, the more proof of stake. And let me tell you, I know that Ethereum is trying to convert its proof of work to proof of stake, but I'm telling you something right now. If anybody has the proof of stake down, it's QTUM. And everybody in the inner circle and everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that are quantum investors know this, man. So cheers to all of you. And not to mention, cheers to the inner circle member that wrote up a script in which it can convert any Raspberry Pi into a proof of stake QTUM miner. So cheers to that guy too, man. Anyway, cheers. I've had enough of water. Give me a cola. Give me a damn cola. Give me a goddamn cola, for Christ's sake. Sorry, folks. Had to have a little bit of a drink of cola there. Let's take a look at Quantum right now. It's at a very low market cap of $343 million in market capitalization. Circulating supply is 88 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, QTUM has gone down with the rest of the market 2.78%. Current price for QTUM, $3.89 per quantum. Now, the one thing I do want to tell everybody right now, folks, is that Quantum has just went on the Poloniex exchange. So what does this mean? This means that now you've got people that are mostly American-based crypto traders, which is what Poloniex is. They're now going to be exposed to what QTUM is and have access to buy it. Because if you take a look at the market breakdown on CoinMarketCap for QTUM, the majority of the volume of QTUM is coming straight out of where? South Korea. And you see, folks, this is a beautiful long-term investment because, let me tell you, the people in Asia are way ahead of those of us in the Western civilization when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to this type of technology. They're way ahead of us. That's why you're seeing all those hundreds of billions of dollars of volume coming out of South Korea on a daily basis. They're serious business about this cryptocurrency game. So as the Americans and other world crypto investors start understanding what QTUM is, and not to mention how it's going to innovate the innovate the smart contract technology within cryptocurrency, and that's where the goddamn value is, folks. That's where the value is. Anyway, folks, let me continue going. Let me get to two more cryptocurrencies. Now, I know EMC, Emmercoin, right now is down with the market, but I think these are great buys right now for Emmercoin. And the reason I say so, folks, is because they're making a lot of partnerships. They are fulfilling a lot of blockchain projects that they proposed about 2 years ago. Those are now coming to fruition. I think that people need to look at Emmercoin for a lot of reasons, folks. I think that this is a decent, once again, long-term investment. I'm going to start covering this coin. I've always thought this coin was a good long-term investment. Now we're starting to see international investment attention, international investor attention, I should say, coming towards this coin. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a person in the inner circle that bought this coin at about $1.20 or something, and was able to sell off at about $9 or $8. The highest it's gone, folks, is $10, and that was back in that was back in January of this year. So you've got people holding the bag at $10 to the current price, and to be honest with you, I think that the possibility of the price of this coin going up to about $40 or $50 is not out of the question, based on a variety of different factors. I've told you about the different blockchain technologies. One of them is putting your identity in the blockchain so that you can recall your identity, so that you could be able to access, things like your social media account and that sort of thing without having to know 1 billion passwords and without having to validate and write down all your information, etc., keeping information private. So this is just one of many blockchain applications. Moreover, their partnerships are just as important as their blockchain applications. So that's why I like this one. And that's why I bought a chunk of this, and I'm holding, and we shall see what happens. In my opinion, I think we could see anywhere from 25 to 30 bucks here very shortly. I'm just waiting for the Coin team to come up with a couple of more pieces of news that I'm anticipating for them to start exploding. EMC market cap right now is $57 million market cap. The circulating supply of Coin, EMC, is 42 million. It's another reason why I like this coin, folks. Remember, I just told you that Litecoin was, what, 58 million in circulation, and it's still around $60 a coin. Here we are, we have Coin at 42 million, and its current price, we'll get to that here. Let's go ahead and take a look at how far it's gone down in the past day. It has gone down 3.62%. Current price for Coin, EMC. EMC is the symbol, $1.36. $1.36. I'm telling you, this is a very nice long-term investment as well. And another long-term investment, folks, 42 Coin, folks. All right, I love 42 Coin. It's remained steady amidst all this turbulence in the market. As a matter of fact, it's on the plus side right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap. The market cap for 42 Coin is $1 million. The circulating supply for 42 Coin is 42 coins. That's it, folks. There's no more coins circulated other than that. 42 coins. In the past 24 hours, 42 Coin has gone up 0.10%. The current price for 42 Coin, folks, $23,545.50 per 42 Coin. And that concludes the cryptocurrency coverage of the financial time of this broadcast, all right? Now, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get right to stocks. Stocks are flat today, folks, because the president spoke earlier this afternoon, and in that speech, and he spoke very briefly, he threatened China once again, because China, they can't take the fucking chopsticks out of their goddamn egg roll ass, that we haven't been able to come with a decent trade deal with these guys. So with that being said, Donald Trump said in a speech very briefly that he plans on hitting China up with $267 billion more in tariffs. That's already after the $200 billion. He just recently increased it. So I'm telling you, order the deal, baby. Our president is playing hardball. You goddamn right. We're not the stupid country anymore. I'm telling you, I love this president, man. I love this president. That's why I'm doing all I'm doing. That's why I'm broadcasting right here on a fucking Friday night. That's why I exert all this energy and effort. This is a capitalist revolution. This is our last chance with this president to stand for capitalism, to stand for freedom. You're goddamn right. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to the stock market. Once again, we saw it go a little bit on the negative once the president said that he was going to increase the tariffs $267 billion more on China. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. Dow Jones Industrial is down 79.33 points, a percentage decrease of 0.31%. Current price, closing out, I should say, the Dow Jones Industrial at 25,916.54 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. It is also down 6.37 points, a percentage decrease of 0.22%, closing out the S&P at 2,871.68 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also down, folks, 20.18 points, a percentage decrease of 0.25%, closing out the NASDAQ at 7,902.54 points for the NASDAQ Composite. And we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire, baby. Spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody you know across the internets and throughout the world, let them know about the political underground of the internet, which is this show. And let them know that the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is the following. And make sure to add this to your bookmarks, add this to your favorites. Blog Talk, what the hell am I talking? Jesus Christ, no, not Blog Talk. Ghost.report. Jesus Christ. Ghost.report, all right? That's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, Ghost.report. Add that to your bookmarks, add that to your favorites, and spread it throughout the internet, throughout the goddamn world, all right? And by the way, I want to say what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room once again. If you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, just listen to the following. It's very simple. All you've got to do is go to my Gab account right now. Go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and private message me on Gab, and I will send you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple, all right? Once again, you go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content. Once you do that, private message me your Discord chat name on Gab. Private message me your Discord chat name, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple, all right? And once again, folks, I want to say that if you're looking for some merch, all right? I mean, we got a plan. I got to tell you about the True Capitalist Radio merch, man. The Ghost.report merch, the Russian hacker merch, the Remove Kebab merch, baby. If you want to take a look at the merchandise, baby, all you've got to do, type in your browser right now, okay? Ghost.market. It's that simple. I'm not even kidding. Just type it in your browser, add it to your bookmarks, add it to your favorites. Ghost.market. And I'm thinking we might put a couple of more pieces of merch there in the next couple of days. But man, get yourself some threads, man. Look cool. Look a little edgy, dude. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me. We are in the second hour. Let's continue on, shall we? Let's get to the commodities so we can finish off this financial hour. And once we do, folks, we're going to go ahead and move into the broadcast. We got a lot of shit to talk about, man. Lots and lots of things to talk about here. So let's go ahead and run down the commodities. Let's get to energy. WTI sweet crude is down 2 cents today, a percentage decrease of 0.03%. Current price for WTI sweet crude is $67.75 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude. It is up today, 33 cents, a percentage increase of 0.43%. Current price for Brent crude oil is $76.83 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline up 0.97%. We've got natural gas up 0.14%. We've got heating oil up 0.41%. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! We've got gold, folks. It is down today, $3.90, a percentage decrease of 0.32%. Closing out gold at $1,200.40 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver also on the decrease side. It is down 1 cent, a percentage decrease of 0.08%. Closing out silver at $14.17 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper. It is also down 0.53%, and platinum is down 1.18% decrease for platinum. Let's go ahead and get to the agriculture, shall we? Grains, corn is up 0.20%. Wheat is down 0.49%. Oats is up 0.10%. Rough rice is up 0.64%. Soybeans is up 0.57%. Soybean oil is down 0.91%. And canola is down 0.56%. Let's go ahead and get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa, it is down 0.96%. Coffee is up 0.24%. Sugar is up 1.94% increase. And good God, orange juice is up 2.68% increase on the day. We've got cotton up 0.85%. Lumber is down 3.77% decrease for lumber. We've got rubber up 0.66%, and ethanol is up 0.62%. Let's go ahead and get to the livestock, shall we? Live cattle is up 0.96% increase. Cattle feeder is up 0.94% increase. And folks, lean hogs, good God, is up 1.23%. And I read somewhere that China, they're finding it very few and far between to get themselves some quality lean hog. Since we're having this whole tariff war with China, they're finding it rather hard because one of their suppliers that were supplying them lean hog during this tariff war with the United States has got a swine flu epidemic. So that's why we're kind of seeing the increase in lean hogs. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, folks, let's just get right down to the nitty-gritty. And before we do so, let me go ahead and take a drink of cola here. Good stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about President Trump, the modern-day George Washington, the man who is literally saving the country. Let's talk about him for a few. The president did have a rally yesterday in Billings, Montana. I don't know if y'all saw that, folks. It was once again a very nice rally. In that rally, folks, what I thought was rather riveting is that he said the word impeachment. That's right, folks. The president said that if impeachment comes, he'll deal with it if it comes. But if it does, and he gets impeached, then it's your fault. And he pointed to the audience. It's your fault because you didn't vote. And let me tell you, that's one of the most refreshing things that I have heard the president say, because he needs to get the voters personally engaged and have them understand that this 2018 election is so goddamn important. This 2018 election is going to tell whether or not Donald Trump is going to be able to fulfill his Make America Great Again policies, and he'll be able to go into a second term without any kind of a problem. But if by some chance there's some fucking blue wave that comes along, folks, we're headed into some serious trouble. I mean, just take a look. Just take a look at the way the Democrats and the left are acting now. They're acting like radical nut jobs. You know they're going to go right for impeachment if there is a blue wave. They're going to go right for impeachment. And if you want my opinion, I don't think that they're going to get it. But what they're going to do is they're going to drag the president's name through the mud. And they're going to utilize this as a means to make him unelectable come 2020. That's what this all comes down to. Because who do the Democrats have to run against Trump? They ain't got nobody. They've got shit. They've got nobody. So all they can do is degrade the brand, degrade the man. That is the president right now, Donald Trump. And believe me, if a blue wave happens, they're going to go for impeachment. They will not get it. They will not get it. But it'll still make the man damaged goods for a 2020 election. And not damaged goods with us. I mean, I'm ride or die with Donald Trump. Remember, it's about Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack in America and their perception. So once again, one thing that was refreshing that the president highlighted in the Billings, Montana rally is that he said that if there is an impeachment, he'll deal with it. But if he does get impeached, it's your fault. You understand that? Each and every one of you out there that were once upon a time, back in 2016, a part of the Trump train and a part of the force that made the impossible possible, and you're now just sitting there like a bunch of useless pieces of fat protoplasm, probably just playing video games, waxing your carrot to porno cartoons, or flashing memes 24 hours a day when you need to get your dumbasses off the fucking sideline and get on the front lines, you stupid, dumb, lazy, simplistic, dumb fucking assholes. The 2018 midterms are fucking important, man. This is something that we all need to take serious, and it's right around the corner, you dumb shits. November is right around the corner. This is why I exert so much energy in this broadcast. This is why I convey the fucking truth. The truth. Whenever I come on this broadcast, for Christ's sake. I hope that some of you folks that are still on our side are listening. What am I supposed to do, Ghost? What am I supposed to do? By God, you need to put the information in the faces of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack. Do you understand? Remember, they're being anesthetized by this weaponized mainstream media, folks. The mainstream media is an enemy of the people. It is not properly informing people of anything. It is carving the narratives of people's perception. It is incepting ideas. That's what the mainstream media is doing. And that's why those of us, we have to plaster the truth, the information, right in front of everybody's fucking face. So they can't deny it. They can't deny it. That's why I tell each and every one of you that are listening to the sound of my voice, spread this show link around, man. Shove it in people's faces. Put it on YouTube. Put it all over the place. I don't give a shit. This 2018 election is important, damn it. We will rue the fucking day. By God, we will rue the day if we don't take this goddamn 2018 midterm serious. And I'm glad the president has called out each and every one of you. If this man gets impeached, it's your fucking fault. You understand that? If Donald Trump gets impeached, it's your fucking fault. So come on! Get the energy of 2016. Conjure it up in your intestines. And fucking do some shit. Do something. Look at how vigorous and dedicated the fucking Democrats and the liberals and the socialists are, for Christ's sake. Look at them. Look at them while you sit on your ass and do nothing. Fucking wake up. Ugh. Oh my God. Fucking wake the fuck up, man. What is it going to take? What is it going to take to make you fucking understand that the 2018 elections are serious? November's right around the corner, ass cracks. Jesus Christ. I'm glad the president called out everybody out there. God damn it, if he's impeached, it's your fucking fault. Do you understand that? If he's impeached, it's your fucking fault. All of fucking you. Ah! God damn it, it pisses me off. And then, on top of that, on top of the fact that the president has an unreliable voting base right now for whatever fucking reason, he has to deal with coercion within his own government. We talked about this op-ed piece by a supposed anonymous person that is a, quote, senior member of the Trump administration. I don't know if y'all have heard about this, but the New York Times, basically throwing its credibility out the window, if it had any, published an op-ed piece by an anonymous person claiming to be a senior member of the Trump administration, claiming that they, quote-unquote, are a part of the resistance. They're a part of the left-wing socialist resistance within the Trump administration. So on top of dealing with a bunch of complacent people that are supposed to be on Trump's side, take a look at the people that are supposed to be close to him, these fucking people that are supposed to be helping him in the White House. You got a fucking mole in here thinking that there's some kind of Che Guevara socialist fucking communist hero or some shit. And I'm glad the president is becoming very irate and is taking this goddamn mole in his White House very serious. He needs to smoke out this White House mole out of their dirty, stinking holes. And once they do, they got to throw this person in fucking prison. They got to throw this person in prison, Omarosa in prison, and everybody else who has been taking this goddamn White House as a joke. I mean, folks, do you understand that the left is trying to jeopardize the integrity of our institutions of government by disobeying rules, by disobeying things that were once something everyone obeyed, like don't record shit in the White House if the fucking president gives you a position of a lifetime, you stupid black bitch, Omarosa? And now he's got a mole that he's got to smoke out the White House. Now, the recent investigations about this so-called mole that wrote this New York Times op-ed piece, according to the White House investigation, okay, they've narrowed it down to about 12 suspects. 12 suspects. And if you want my opinion, if they can find out who this person is, throw them in fucking jail for treason. It's time to start putting people on trial for fucking treason. I'm tired of this, man. This anonymous op-ed New York Times person, that stupid, dumb, black, fucking vindictive cunt bitch, Omarosa, these assholes at the upper echelons of the judicial branch, at the Department of Justice and the FBI, these people need to go to fucking jail for treason! But you see, we've got a weaponized mainstream media that isn't doing what they're supposed to do. They're a part of it. They're a part of this whole nonsense. And that's why independent operations like this and other folks that are on the internet that are trying to convey the truth should be promoted organically. It's just a fucking click. It's just a fucking click to repost the post that I posted on Gab, you motherfuckers. It's just a fucking click to spread the show around a little bit, for Christ's sake. Something as little as that will actually perpetuate the message, you lazy fuckers! Christ! Fucking pisses me off! Anyway, folks, this is what our president has to deal with. He has to go to a goddamn rally, his own rally, and say that, hey, if I get impeached, it's your fault because you didn't go out and vote, you ungrateful pricks. Then he's got some stupid fucking mole in the White House out here writing op-ed pieces for the New York Times that he's got to smoke out. And then what else does he have to fucking deal with, folks? Robert Mueller, special fucking counsel. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, look at all this shit. Yeah, Robert Mueller's special counsel that's been going on for almost 2 years, over $25 million spent on this stupid investigation that was supposed to find some kind of connection with Russia-Trump, and they found nothing! They have found absolutely nothing! No shred of evidence at all! So now what is Robert Mueller doing? He's talking about, well, there may be some obstruction. There may be some perjury. He's going after dumb shit because he's a vindictive, corrupt, criminal fucking bureaucrat that should be investigated himself. He should be investigated himself, for Christ's sake. How come he or no one else, after 9/11/2001, which we're going to celebrate the anniversary of here in a few days, folks, how come Robert Mueller or no one else at the highest echelon of the intelligence agencies were held responsible for 9/11? And at the very least, for negligence, for not doing their fucking job. Nobody got anything for 9/11. Don't you ever forget that. Jesus Christ. But once again, Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation continues with no Russia-Trump connection. Now, you know what's funny about this fucking Robert Mueller special counsel? What was the big Mueller suspect that everybody in the media would always talk about? Remember this guy, George Papadopoulos? Remember this guy? Oh, yeah. I mean, this was supposed to be like fucking Mueller's star fucking connection to Russia-Trump or whatever the hell it was supposed to be. The media kept talking about this guy. Oh, what about George Papadopoulos? What about George Papadopoulos? What about George Papadopoulos? Well, you know what, folks? This fucking guy, George Papadopoulos, has been sentenced because he pled guilty. And guess what? Guess how much fucking jail time George Papadopoulos, guess how much he got? He got a whopping 14 days in jail. I mean, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? This was supposed to be the big-time Mueller fucking suspect, man. This was supposed to be the guy. Remember, the media, they kept talking about this guy. Oh, what about George Papadopoulos, huh? And he was talking about Russians and Russian this and Russian. Of course, the media doesn't know shit about what they're talking about, but they kept talking about this guy's name. I bet you all have heard about George Papadopoulos. Well, guess what? 14 days in jail after all this bullshit. 2 weeks, that's it. 2 fucking weeks in jail. I mean, this just goes to show you how much of a fucking sham and a scam and a witch hunt this Robert Mueller special investigation is. I mean, look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. He needs to be stopped. And by the way, free Paul Manafort while we're at it, for Christ's sake. All Paul Manafort was guilty of doing was getting the GOP delegates so that they could nominate Donald Trump in 2016. That's what goddamn Paul Manafort is guilty of, and that's why he's being pursued by the deep state and this faggot Robert Mueller with the big fucking jowls. This fucking Robert Mueller, I'm telling you, his fucking special counsel needs to end, and he himself needs to be investigated, folks. We all need to start calling for it. We all need to start calling for the fact that Robert Mueller is a deep state fucking brush under the rug man, and he's incompetent. And all his incompetence, his criminality, and his corruption has come out throughout this entire so-called special counsel investigation. Look at all the people that were on this special counsel that are no longer on there because they had a political bias, or in Peter Strzok's case, they had a direct correlation with all this illegal investigation that happened in the Trump campaign in 2016. Yeah, Peter Strzok was on the Robert Mueller special counsel, and we talked about it here a past couple of shows ago. Another 2 lawyers decided that they were also going to leave the Robert Mueller special counsel, and Robert Mueller hasn't given us a reason why those guys left. Jesus Christ, man. Once again, the big Mueller suspect, George Papadopoulos, a whopping 2 weeks in jail after all that hoopla, after all that mess. 2 weeks. Now, even though we're having a bunch of melancholy news, folks, there is somewhat of good news coming around the pike here. Y'all remember former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe? You know, the one that got fired from the FBI and then still wanted his pension for being a corrupt, criminalistic piece of biased shit? Well, the former FBI Director Andrew McCabe is now under a grand jury investigation, folks. And you know something? I hope something culminates of this, because McCabe, Strzok, Comey, Orr, all these people, they need to go to fucking jail. If none of these people go to jail, there is no justice in America. And you that are listening to me out there, you need to repeat this. You need to repeat this to people and say, hey, look, no matter what your political persuasion is, what these assholes have done, politicized the Department of Justice and FBI, literally jeopardizes the integrity of the entire justice system, and someone should go to prison. Some people, not just someone, some people need to go to prison. Jesus Christ, we shall only wait and see, right, folks? We shall only wait and see what happens. Robert Mueller's special counsel, $25 million, no fucking Russia-Trump connection. Yeah, thanks. That's your tax dollars at work right there, folks. And I want an entire audit of what the hell this special counsel spent once it's all said and done. I want an audit. We should also demand for that. I want to see what the hell Robert Mueller was doing with all this fucking money, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. And speaking of politicized, let's go ahead and talk about these fucking lunatic Democrats, all right? Now, folks, did you all see the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation hearing at the beginning yesterday morning? What a fiasco. You thought the one on Wednesday was completely berserk. Folks, the Democrats never fail. They never fail, all right? Now, for you folks that are unaware, Senator from New Jersey, you know, the fucking nuclear waste dump of America, Senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, attempted his, I guess it's 15 minutes of fame so he can get presidential publicity. It was a publicity stunt, folks, that failed miserably. Now, what did Booker do, folks? Cory Booker attempted to break the committee confidentiality rule by releasing personal emails of the Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh about, quote, racial profiling after 9/11 when Kavanaugh was White House staff secretary. And Booker said that he's willing to suffer the consequences and willing to go with whatever the repercussions are by basically making public these committee confidential documents that were supposed to be exclusively for the committee's eyes only. And you know something, folks? Before I get to what happened, let me just let you listen to a little bit of an excerpt of what I was talking about here recently, or what I was just talking about Cory Booker, a senator from New Jersey, trying to break the Senate rules by making a committee confidential document or documents open to the public, which literally throws the Senate rules down the toilet. I just don't understand. Now, I know that he has ambitions for 2020. He wants to run for president of the Democrats or something. But, folks, I want to be completely honest with you, folks. This guy trying to gain publicity for his 2020 campaign, he failed miserably. And I'm going to tell you how right after I let you listen to what the fuck he was doing. What the hell he was doing yesterday morning. Let's go ahead and let's play a little bit of an excerpt. It's about 2.5 minutes. Just listen for yourself, all right?
I'm going to release the email about racial profiling. And I understand that the penalty comes with potential ousting from the Senate. And if Senator Cornyn believes that I violated Senate rules, I openly invite and accept the consequences of my team releasing that email right now. And I'm releasing it to expose that, number one, the emails that are being withheld from the public have nothing to do with national security. Now, I appreciate the comments of my...
All right. Now, did you hear that right there? And, of course, he's got some other, banter that he's talked about. But he's openly defying the committee confidentiality rule to expose a document to the public that wasn't meant to be public. And as you heard, he's willing to suffer the consequences necessary. Here, look, just go ahead and let him play the whole damn thing. Go ahead.
My colleagues, this is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment.
You fucking faggot. Did you hear that? Did you hear Cory Booker say that? Good God. Back it up so we can hear that egotistical fucking liberalism out of this stupid mulatto's mouth again. Play it again.
Now, I appreciate the comments of my colleagues. This is about the closest I'll probably ever have in my life to an I am Spartacus moment. My colleagues, numerous of them, said that they too accept the responsibility. There were very serious charges that were made against me by my colleague from Texas.
John Cornyn.
I don't know if they were political bluster or sincere feelings. If what he said was sincere, there actually are Senate rules governing the behavior of senators. If he feels that I, and now my fellow colleagues who are with me, have
wait a minute, hold on.
rules,
what happened, Booker? Hey, wait a minute. What happened? What happened? I thought it was just you, boy. I thought it was just you. No, now my colleagues. Now you have to, not just me. You got to get my colleagues involved too. Fucking faggot.
Rules governing the behavior of senators. If he feels that I, and now my fellow colleagues who are with me, have violated those rules, if he is not a tempest in a teapot, but sincerely believes that, then bring the charges. Go through the Senate process to take on somebody that you said is unbecoming to be a senator. Let's go through that process. It's not a violation.
I mean, give me a fucking break. Look, even though he was trying to tempt those on the right, specifically John Cornyn, to take him through the Senate process to either have him removed or reprimanded from the Senate, he was challenging him in that little banter there. But you want to know why Cory Booker failed miserably in this attempt on trying to fall on his own sword in an attempt to try to get some 2020 presidential bid for the Democrats? Because first and foremost, okay, Booker is so fucking ignorant that he not only didn't know that the confidential documents that this moron was, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the classified document, I'm going to make the confidential documents public because they need to be public, because people need to know there's nothing about national security in these, and everybody needs to know. Not only were these confidential documents already been made public 3 a.m. that morning, okay? Which, believe it or not, he didn't even know. That's how stupid and ignorant he and Cory Booker's staff are at this point. They didn't know that the documents that he was falling on his sword for, that he was pulling off all this banter for, had already been unclassified. It had been passed. It had been passed through the Department of Justice and redacted. On top of the fact that Cory Booker didn't know that the documents that he thought he was being such a rebel and making public were already public at 3 a.m. that morning. But the emails in question that Cory Booker wanted to unearth, the ones about racial profiling as it pertains to Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court nominee, folks, it shows that Kavanaugh was against racial profiling. It showed that Kavanaugh was against racial profiling and any kind of a system that utilized race as a means of identifying potential terrorist suspects, which completely defeats the purpose of why the fuck this stupid idiot cue ball mulatto Cory Booker was trying to unclassify or making these documents unconfidential was because he thought, Cory Booker, just because he saw on the subject of the email racial profiling, he thought that he was going to be able to take these emails that he didn't fucking read, obviously, and catch Brett Kavanaugh in some kind of a goddamn racial hiccup in his testimony. And he didn't. Because the emails that Cory Booker was bitching about shows that Kavanaugh did not like or did not approve of racial profiling. So the racial pickle that this fucking dumb idiot Cory Booker was trying to get Kavanaugh into was nothing burger, because he's too ignorant to know the things he needs to know. What does he need to know? What does Cory Booker need to know? He needs to know how to do his fucking job! Can you believe this, man? I mean, aside from this asshole not knowing that the documents that this idiot were already deemed unconfidential and already released to the public, this idiot didn't even read the fucking documents that he was unclassifying. What a dick. I hope that the Senate does something to Cory Booker. I'm sick and tired of this guy. I mean, how do overtly disingenuous and ignorant people like this get voters to vote for them? Can somebody explain that to me? I mean, the guy is an overtly disingenuous asshole. I mean, you can read it in the way he conducts his talk, his speech. His vernacular is disingenuous. I mean, have you heard Cory Booker talk? This guy sounds like he's about to, give a blowjob to John Holmes, and he's got his mouth open wide all the time, like, "Hi, I am Cory Booker, and I'm going to talk like this, like I'm about to suck a cock." I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right? And not to mention, he's been a bachelor, even though he's like, what is he, 49 years old? I think he's 49 years old, single. And yet doesn't want to confirm or deny if he's gay. Let me tell you something, you overdramatic bitch, Cory Booker. Just by looking at you, you're gay, okay? I'm not even kidding. You are gay. I guarantee you no one can hear you farting because you're probably reamed to a part where it just sounds like this. I mean, seriously, you are gay. All right, that's why you don't have a wife. That's why, I mean, I would not be surprised if Cory Booker is doing some nefarious crap like Grindr meetups and bathhouses, okay? I mean, that's what mulattoes do. I mean, isn't that what Obama did back when he was in Chicago? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the Larry Sinclair story? Huh, about Obama? Y'all never heard of Larry Sinclair? Why don't you look up that dude? You ever heard about the 3 black guys that were a part of Jeremiah Wright's church? The 3 gay black men that were a part of Jeremiah Wright's church that ended up dead right before Barack Obama announced his presidential run in 2008. Why don't you look up those 3 black guys? Why don't you look up the fact that there was some down low brother shit going on at the Jeremiah Wright little congregation over there, and that's why, if you want my view and my opinion, these 3 openly gay guys that were a part of this fucking Jeremiah Wright church ended up dead. And not to mention, what is it with mulattoes? You know, what is it with half black, half white people? Even blacks are prejudiced against them, except when they run for senator and president. I mean, haven't you noticed that these people are the most disingenuous and a very deep-rooted hatred for either themselves, black people, people in general? I mean, they definitely have some kind of angst that they just can't let go of, folks. I mean, you could see it in Cory Booker, for Christ's sake, you know? I'm just saying, folks, I think that we have come across enough mulattoes to kind of be a little apprehensive, in my opinion. Look, I'm not racist, man. I'm not racist. I'm trying to be psychological here. I mean, haven't you noticed? Look at that Steph Curry idiot. You know, the fucking idiot from the Golden State Warriors, for Christ's sake. This guy is so white, he looks fluorescent. And the only reason that I guess he's black is because he's got the kinky fucking, pubic hair for hair. And haven't you noticed that this guy, being as fluorescent white as he is, he has to overtly sound like he's straight out of Compton or something, you know? Haven't you heard of that? You've heard Steph Curry, right? You hear him talk, it's like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm Steph Curry and shit, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here shooting baskets and shit, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, why is it? I mean, what's another mulatto? This fucking guy, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick is a peculiar situation because aside from him being half white, half black, he was put up for adoption and was adopted by a white family. He went to a white school. And now, because he realizes that he's not a fucking quarterback and he's very limited in his understanding of reading defenses and understanding on making the appropriate play, and he finds out that he's not wanted as a football player anymore, he does this ridiculous publicity stunt of kneeling during the national anthem. And look, I didn't cover this because I don't want to give this too much airtime, but Nike, of course, gives Colin Kaepernick I don't know how many millions of dollars so that he can lead their Nike advertising campaign. And lest we forget that Colin Kaepernick isn't even all black. He didn't even get raised up in the ghetto. I mean, he didn't even experience black strife. How can black people sit here and put this stupid cracker-ass cracker light skin up on a pedestal and claim that he represents black strife when he doesn't know what black is? Have you heard him talk? He talks like you're going up to somebody at the bar at the gay club, for Christ's sake. Hi, I'm Colin Kaepernick. And if you're going to stand for something, even if you risk it all, just do it. Okay? Just do it. I'm Colin Kaepernick. I mean, come on, man. Come on with these mulattoes, man. I'm not trying to be racist, but come on, man. Can't y'all just be regular human beings instead of being like, wait a minute, I'm half white, but if I act too white, the blacks are going to say that I'm a light-skinned cracker? So I got to act black, but even more black than black, so that the blacks can be like, okay, he's black enough. Oh, I would hate to be a mulatto. I'm saying, I'm sorry. I would hate to be half black, half white. I would hate that shit. That's horrible. That's horrible, for Christ's sake. Anyway, speaking of mulattoes, enough of fucking Cory Booker. Speaking of mulattoes, did you hear that Barack Obama came out of hiding? I don't know where the hell he's been hiding, from under his tranny schlong or the in-between hot dog shipments or whatever the hell he's been doing. All right, this guy came out of hiding and gave a very low-energy speech at the University of Illinois, all right? Hey, Obama, where the hell have you been, you stupid moron? The Democrats have been crying for you to come out and campaign for them and do something and this and that, and all you could do was come out for a couple of minutes and go to the University of Illinois and give a fucking low-energy speech. Let me tell you something, Obama. I have to be surprised at you. I'm surprised at you because I saw you give more energy, more effort, more voice, more everything when you were out there campaigning for Hillary Clinton. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And let me tell you, if y'all were listening to me at that time, I said this was right after James Comey made his public announcement and said that Hillary Clinton was not going to be charged with anything in relation to her email situation. Do you remember that day? That day, right after all that, Obama came out and started campaigning for her. And I said that was going to happen because I'm telling you, folks, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, they are feared because they are a part of the CIA. That's why everyone that's around the Clintons ends up dead. And I know people are going to say, oh, but that's just pure coincidence, Ghost. I mean, of course there's a lot of dead bodies that just seem to suicide themselves and hang themselves and kill themselves, but it's just a mere coincidence, dude. There's no correlation. There's nothing. Folks, that's why everyone was afraid of the Clintons, man. That's why, even though Barack Obama was president during 2008 to 2015, 16, folks, he was not in charge. And the reason that he's been hiding is because, if you want my opinion, I mean, being such a sociopath and being able to kind of say one thing to a group of people and then have the complete opposite come about, and then come about and say, well, you know, even though it didn't go as planned, we're still this, and we're still... I mean, the guy was a complete soulless asshole. Everything that he claimed that he was going to do, he wouldn't do, and then would come out into the public and say, hey, but I love you, and I'm a nice guy. I'm one of the well-spoken blacks. I'm your affirmative action president. I mean, I after watching this speech, and I agree with the president, he said today that speech put me to sleep. I mean, that was a very low-energy speech. Like I said, it seems like he lost all his vigor and energy campaigning for Hillary Clinton. That's why he hasn't come about, baby. He hasn't come about because he doesn't want to partake in this anymore. He was already their Manchurian candidate for as long as they need him to be. Now he wants to go out and be gay again. He wants to go out and do whatever the hell he's going to do. I mean, give me a break. I heard him today claiming that he was spending more time with Michelle, even though I have yet to see him and Michelle, except that one little photo op that they had for their anniversary. Other than that, I haven't seen him and Michelle together at all. This guy's been going around the world, hanging around with people, kicking it with George Clooney, for fuck's sake, going out with Richard Branson on his island, going fucking sky surfing, doing all this bullshit. He ain't with Michelle. And have you seen his so-called daughters? Even though those aren't his real daughters, but if you want to believe so, that's fine. And by the way, no one has yet to give me a photo of Michelle Obama pregnant. Ever. 2 kids, no goddamn photo of her pregnant. All right? Oh, my God. Anyway, listen. His daughters, right? His so-called daughters, what are they doing? I mean, did you see Malia? Right? Was it Malia? One of those one of his daughters, she's out there damn near getting bent over and having sexual intercourse at Coachella here recently. She's out here puffing the Magic Dragon. They don't care about these kids. They're not even their kids. And by the way, who cares what this anti-American moron has to say anymore anyway? Why does anybody even care about what Obama has to say? He ruined our country. I mean, he's the reason. Did you hear him today? He tried to take credit for the Trump economy. Can you believe? You gotta be shitting me. He tried to take credit for the Trump economy. Bullshit. Let me tell you something, man. What Barack Obama did, and you know what, you dumb millennials, you're so fucking stupid. Instead of venting your frustration at Barack Obama, which was the man that nationalized the damn student loan program, you dicks, instead of focusing and venting your frustration at because he's the one that puts you into bondage, financial bondage, before you even have a fucking job with college debt. He's the one that nationalized college debt, and he's the reason why now you have to continue paying on your college debt for your life, for 25 years plus. He's the reason why. Because before then, folks, you could just go and throw that into a bankruptcy and never have to pay it again. And that's what most of the professors did. But of course, you millennials, you're too stupid. You don't know shit from Shinola. And you want to know why you don't know shit from Shinola? Let's be honest, okay? From around 1984 to about now, we started seeing this incrementalization of public education emphasizing liberal arts-based subject matters. Why do you think we have such a selfie generation? Why do you think we have so many people that think that they're going to be famous? They're going to be rap stars. They're going to be rock stars. They're going to be internet stars. They're going to be YouTube stars. Because we emphasized in public education liberal arts bullshit. And on top of emphasizing liberal arts bullshit, we brought in something called the self-esteem movement. The self-esteem movement, where we took out anyone that happened to be a loser in any kind of scholastic contest of school. There's no losers in school anymore. There's honorable mentions. There's participation trophies. Everybody's a winner. Everybody's special. And because you have this ridiculous self-esteem movement that was overemphasized in public education on top of the liberal arts subjects, this is what we are seeing in today's America. This is why we have such an absent-minded group of people from age 24 to age 40 at this point in time. I mean, the Generation Xers are barely starting to make way and starting to attempt to take control of certain elements of institutions of power, but it's very small, and it's not that, it's nothing to write home about. And I'm telling you, folks, we need to remedy this. We need to end this emphasis on liberal arts education in public schools. We need to end this self-esteem movement, because take a look at the products that we have in America today. Take a look at the people of today's America that all think that they're something special. Oh, let me go ahead and throw my face on fucking YouTube and talk about the bad period I had last week, because all the world cares about me. I'm special. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, the unfortunate side effect of this self-esteem movement and the lack of real education is you have fucking dumb pieces of shit. Dumb, ignorant assholes that have the egos the size of goddamn cathedrals out here. Do you understand that? I mean, you've got people that think that they're the most brilliant thing since sliced bread, and yet they're as ignorant as a bag of wet mice. Jesus Christ. But, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. We're in a bad situation. I mean, this problem is generations in. And I don't know how to remedy this. I don't know how to remedy this fucking shit. I mean, if you want my opinion, I hope there's a war. We need war. The number one social organization of a people, of a society, is for war. And that's the unfortunate side effect of the human condition. Because at this point in time, if we have no strife, we're looking at the consequence of living in a society where there is no strife, where there's nothing but modernity. There's video games, there's entertainment, there's everything. Everywhere you turn, there's something to make you feel good and make you feel happy. And I don't want to think about the hard things. I don't want to think about those things in my life. Do you know that's what they did to Europe, you dumb shits? They pacified Europe with socialism. For the past 25 to 30 years, they pacified Europe with socialism, and the men and women, all they cared about was, oh yes, I am from Europe, and I like to drink, and I like to do drugs, and I like to smoke, and I like to fuck. And, out here in Europe, in socialism, all we do is we work 6 hours a day. We have 3-hour lunches where we drink wine during the lunch, and we retire at 42, and we do nothing but party, and we lay back, and we fuck all day, and that's Europe. That's the way socialism was, folks. I'm not kidding. I mean, I say this on a consistent basis. If you want to see what Europe was before the migrant crisis, take a look at the video by The Prodigy called Smack My Bitch Up. I kid you not. I keep referencing people to that goddamn video because that's how goddamn fucking Europe was. You understand that? I mean, that's the way Europe fucking was, man. oh, we are fucking and we are doing nothing and we are going to go ahead and we have 3-hour lunches and 6-hour work days and we retire at 42 and we like to fuck. We don't like to have kids because we want to fuck as many people as we want, yes. And guess what? The government that anesthetized these morons into this brought in battle-hardened, bloodthirsty, head-chopping Yehudis into this very peaceful socialist situation. Now, why do you think they did that, folks? Because the Yehudis don't mind living in totalitarianism, so long as they have their Islam, so long as they have their Sharia. They don't give a shit if they're under political and social totalitarianism. And because these moron socialists believe the government that these were refugees, we have to help them. They are migrant refugees. They are wanted. We need to help them. You had a population in Europe with open arms accepting these refugees. And take a look at them now. They're conquering a docile population of Europe. And why is that? Because of fucking socialism. Because of no fucking strife. That's why. Most of the men of Europe are too pussy whipped to stand up to these Yehudis. They're fucking scared shitless. Do you understand that? That is the consequence of socialism, you dicks. And we're already starting to see little side effects here in America now. Where have the men gone? I mean, seriously, where have the men gone, for Christ's sake? Some people have told me, well, Ghost, they died in all these wars, man. They died in all the wars. Well, if that's the case, folks, well, then we need to start making bullying great again. I'm not kidding around. We need to start slapping around some of these fucking faggot fucking fruit bowls out here. And I'm not talking about the natural feminine ones that already look like half chicks and you know they're going to be taken in the ass once they're 15 years old, etc. I'm talking about these stupid, dumb, effeminate losers that are monkey see, monkey doing out here, and because they see nothing but males acting like overtly feminine ass cracks, that they're going to do it too. Because they see males out here watching girl cartoons of anime and waifu, that it's okay for them to do it too. Because they see other freak shows going out here and sexualizing cartoons and playing video games and wasting your life away, well, I guess it's okay too. That's what we're living, a monkey see, monkey do society. Pussy-whipped, simplistic, ignorant group dynamics. Anyway, folks, I'm just... It's hard to remain optimistic when people are so fucking stupid and ignorant, for Christ's sake, man. I'm not even kidding, man. I mean, all of Europe right now, you know what they are? They're Yehudi jawboning refugee pubic hair instructors right now, boy. Because why? Because the Yehudis are raping the women in Europe and the men can't do anything about it because they're scared shitless. Because, no, we're not used to this. We like to drink wine and we like to do nothing but fuck and do drugs. And that's all we like to do. And I don't know, I don't like the violence. I don't like it. I don't like the violence at all. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Give me my freaking cola. I mean, come on, man. Where are the men gone? Where are the fucking men with fucking cock and balls that are going to kick some fucking ass out of here? If they see some faggot sitting there, hey, this is my waifu, and yet slap them in their fucking face. Hey, this is my little pony, little character. Punch them in their fucking nose. Hey, man, you know what? Look at how far I've gotten on Fortnite. Kick them in the fucking balls. Come on. Come on. Make bullying great again, damn it! Jesus Christ! Start kicking some fucking ass and taking some names out here. Start slapping some fucking losers in the back of the head. Come on! Jesus Christ, I'm tired of this pussy whip shit. I'm tired of the pussy whip youth. I'm tired of the pussy whip millennials. I'm tired of this fucking shit. I'm tired of it. I've had enough. I've had a fucking enough. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire and let everybody you know across the internets and throughout the world, let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, I love being independent now. Add this to your bookmarks. Add this to your favorites. Type in your browser the following: ghost.report. All right? Ghost.report. That's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Make sure you spread it around like wildfire. And by the way, if you have not done so, please follow me on my only social media representation on the internets today, and that's on Gab, folks. And if you don't have yourself a free Gab account, well then, by God, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Gab is the last bastion of freedom of speech on social media today. Go get yourself a free Gab account, and once you do, follow me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow on Gab, baby, all right? And once again, I want to say what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on, baby? Let's go ahead and give some shout-outs to the folks that are into the True Capitalist Radio chat room. But before I do, let me go ahead and get another swig of cola, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, come on, man. How many fucking radio hosts you know that can go 3 fucking hours fucking pure energy? Pure fucking energy, baby. Let me get a fucking drink of cola here. Anyway, thank you all very much that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. Let's give some shout-outs right now. What's going on to Aesthetic? What's going on to Andrew Smith? What's going on to Aquilian? What's going on to Australian Capitalist, Big Brain Shekels, Billy Cossack, BP in the house, Brodog, Darkfell, what up, Darkfell? We got Distilling, Fly on the Wall. We've got Hambone Capitalist, Hans Uberlander. We got Hawk Late Milk, Holden Capitalist. We've got Hoodie in the place, Insane Energy, Metaform, No Limit Ninja, Pepe the Frog, Stagio, Curly McWhirly, Insane Energy. You know what it's all about, baby. What's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, baby? What's going on? If you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and I will be chatting in there tonight, all right? As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go get some beer first, all right? Right after the broadcast, I think I'm going to get some beer so I can be filled with piss and fury out here, and then I'm going to come back and kick back in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. So if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, well then come on down, baby. Come on down. All you've got to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, all right? Check out my Gab. Look at my Gab. Politics Ghost is the name. And click the subscribe button for premium content, baby, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do all that, private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name so I can give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple. And by the way, folks, I want to thank everybody who has been throwing into the cryptocurrency wishing well at Ghost.Report, folks. Let me tell you something, folks. I really appreciate that, and that's the only way at some point we're going to be able to sustain controversial right-wing broadcasts like the one you're listening to here. So once again, folks, if you do appreciate the broadcast, by all means, take a look at the cryptocurrency wishing well, throw something in there, and all of your dreams will come true, baby, all right? All of your dreams will come true, especially you quantum holders out there. You know, throw a couple of quantum in there, baby. Somebody recently hooked it up with like 9 quantum. Props to you. I'm sure your dreams are coming true right now. I really appreciate that, man. No problem. I appreciate it. Somebody else threw about 25 quantum. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, baby. This is support, and I want to thank each and every one of you for that. Somebody recently just donated Ethereum Classic. Somebody donated some Zcash. So for all you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Cheers to you. And this is why the True Capitalist Radio broadcast keeps going, and going, all right? Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some international relations, shall we? Now, after the Pakistan visit by Secretary of State Pompeo, Secretary of State Pompeo and the Secretary of Defense Mattis, Mad Dog Mattis, fly to India, folks. Now, what did they do in India? They signed the Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement, baby. And what does that mean? That means that all of a sudden the United States and India have created this agreement as a framework for military operation. That's right, baby. All right? I mean, what did I tell you? I knew this was going to happen. Why is this happening? To offset China. What did I tell you, folks? This is our new goddamn international foreign policy. If you've been listening to my broadcast, it's as if Donald Trump is listening to yours truly about international relations. Hey, look, the bottom line is I appreciate what's going on in international relations. This is very complex stuff. This is something that people that are in the field of international relations have to truly understand what they're doing and how they're comprising these policies. But I am very happy with the president because, once again, we need India. India is a formidable adversary to China, even though China has been trying to kiss the feet of India. Now, lest we forget, about a year and a half ago, India and China were almost at a war footing because of the area of Bhutan. And after that, they got together at the BRIC summit, decided to hug and kiss, and China basically turned its back on its historical ally in times of crisis, Pakistan, and sided with India. Now, even though they were hugging and kissing and supposedly squashed their beef at the BRIC summit, India is still poking at China. I mean, what was it, about a few months ago, China shot down a spy drone that was from India, and a couple other things that India has been doing that pisses off the Chinese, but the Chinese aren't doing or saying anything about it. Why? Because India is not only a nuclear power, folks, but it's also a huge population. It can legitimately, man for man, compete with the massive military manpower of China. And that's why China doesn't want anything of India, and hence that's why Pompeo and the Secretary of Defense Mattis were out there and they signed this Communications Compatibility Security Agreement. Now, I want to tell you that the U.S. only has the U.S. has such an agreement, this Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement, with less than 30 countries in the world. So this is definitely a move for us to get closer with India, and I'm sure that's sticking right in the craw of China, because China is probably feeling a little checked right now. And this is what I said was going to happen. Didn't I say this was going to happen, folks? The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. I mean, if anybody knows international relations, folks, it's this man right here. All right? I'm not joking. I mean, I told you that we were going to start utilizing Pakistan because they, let's be honest, are the originators of the Taliban. And we're going to talk about Afghanistan and the Taliban in a minute. And as you can see, folks, we were just in Pakistan on Wednesday. Secretary of State Pompeo literally had pretty good rapport with the Pakistanis. And they called for a reset in relations, which I believe the Prime Minister Khan is more than willing to accept. And now, after the Pakistani meeting, they're right in India, folks. I mean, and this is all to check China, and not just China, Russia as well. But once again, folks, I have to give it up to Secretary of State Pompeo. This man should go down as a legendary diplomat. He has been able to make some major things happen. Major things happen. So very interesting. And look, why Pakistan? Why India? They border China. Pakistan and India are both nuclear powers. Pakistan and India could potentially both be hostile to China if China shows its vulgar display of power in the region. And lest we forget, folks, that's why we're doing what we're doing with North Korea. And not to get off the subject, did you hear North Korea? Kim Jong-un came out and said, look, I want to denuclearize, okay? I want to denuclearize before the end of the Trump administration. So even though Trump pulled out, remember the recent Trump pull away from the deal, and all the lamestream media started talking garbage about the president and how it was hopeless to go and talk to Kim Jong-un. No, Kim Jong-un came out publicly and said, look, no. I want to denuclearize before the Trump administration over. So, I mean, I'm telling you, man, we're winning. You know, Donald Trump has made America respectable again, and thank God. Thank God. We've been the fucking butt end of the world's joke for the past 30 years, and I've been sick of it. Thank God. Now, once again, before I move on to the next subject, folks, Secretary of State Pompeo and Secretary of Defense Mattis both fly to India and sign the Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement. Once again, the U.S. has such an agreement with less than 30 countries, so this is a serious agreement. It's an agreement that's used as a framework for military cooperation, and obviously this is a move on China. And I'm sure China doesn't appreciate that, considering that we're negotiating with them on an economic basis. Let me go to the next subject matter here. Now, after Secretary of Defense Mattis left India, guess where Mad Dog Mattis went? Mad Dog Mattis arrives in Afghanistan amidst the violence that's ramping up in the region. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, folks. Mad Dog Mattis is in Afghanistan. Now, why is Mad Dog Mattis the Secretary of Defense in Afghanistan? Because he's laying down the new policy to the government that we are propping up and have been propping up ever since 2001. And, folks, the bottom line is that we can't stay in Afghanistan forever. But we do want a presence in Afghanistan because it gives us a little bit of a jumping board advantage to having something close to Russia. And lest we forget, folks, that ISIS, you know, you don't hear too much about ISIS anymore because, folks, ISIS is United States black operation CIA created. And because the policy at the time of Obama was to fund, arm, and train ISIS, or what was once Al-Qaeda, and use them to destabilize countries in the Middle East that were secular during that so-called Arab Spring, all of a sudden ISIS seemed like this very scary group of people, chopping people's heads off, this and that. Folks, they were our assets. And that's why when Trump was running in 2016, he was more than confident, more than certain that he could eliminate ISIS. And that's what he's done, because what did he do? He just told the CIA, look, we're not funding ISIS anymore. All right, we're not funding ISIS anymore. We're not doing this. That's it. It's over. And you haven't heard from them. Now they've repositioned themselves. They've repositioned themselves, and they are now in areas like the Caucasus, in Georgia and Chechnya. They're now in Afghanistan. They're now in the border of China. I mean, do you understand? The black operations in the United States has taken their assets, which is these Yehudis, and look, the United States black ops have been in charge of these Yehudis ever since the late 70s during the Russia-Afghan war, all right? So now we're repositioning these Muslim Islamic assets so that they can start having an effect on both Russia and China. And that's what's going to happen, folks. I'm telling you, I've already told you that China's going to have a Muslim problem. You already heard that you're starting to hear Islamic terrorism in the Caucasus regions, even though Chechnya is supposed to have one of the Chechnyan rebel leaders as its leader, and this Chechnyan rebel leader has dedicated his life to Putin. So a lot of things are happening, folks, and in my personal opinion, Secretary of Defense Mattis arriving in Afghanistan just goes to show you that this policy that I've been suggesting that the United States is taking is coming into fruition. We are going to incorporate the Taliban into the government in some capacity. Now, this is why you're seeing this onslaught of violence at this point in time, because the Taliban doesn't really want to share authority with the interim government that has been in Afghanistan that has been propped up by us. But at the same time, because we've been pot committed by propping up this makeshift government, that we're trying a very last-ditch effort for this government to hold its own without the United States backing it up in any kind of infantry capacity, so that they themselves can protect their own government and their own country and force the Taliban into a negotiating situation in which they're integrating with the government. Now, at this point, if you want my opinion, the United States policy in Afghanistan doesn't care what happens. We don't care if they integrate the Taliban into the government or the Taliban becomes the government. Either way, we are staying in there, and we are going to have a policy of an open-door type policy with whoever rules Afghanistan. Meaning we're going to have a military position there regardless. And the reason is, folks, and let's be honest, we want to be on talking terms with the Taliban because the Taliban is right next door to China, and since China are clamping down on the Uyghurs, you know, I'm not mispronouncing the word. That's what you call the Muslims in China. They're the Chinese Muslim minority. They're called the Uyghurs. The Chinese Muslims are being persecuted right now by China, and because the Taliban are such fundamentalist Islamists. I mean, lest we forget, prior to the United States invading Afghanistan, Afghanistan was reduced to a 12th century primitive country because the Taliban is so fundamentalist. They started burning books and burning modern-day technology, and they literally turned Afghanistan into a 12th century shithole. Because that's how fundamentalist the Taliban are. I mean, the Taliban, if translated to English, means Muslim student. And where do the Taliban learn this fundamentalist Islam? In the madrasas in Pakistan. Because that's where all these Taliban come from. They come from Pakistan. The madrasas in Pakistan. Hence why we had Pompeo talking to Pakistan, because they have a very close relationship with the Taliban. And because we're on a new reset with relations with Pakistan and are now trying to throw somewhat of a, I wouldn't say olive branch, but somewhat of a diplomatic line of communication with the Taliban in an attempt to integrate with the government or to take over the government. Either way, either fucking way, we, the United States, are not going anywhere. The only thing we don't want to do is to fight this ridiculous war anymore. And because the Taliban have proven that they're not going anywhere after all these fucking years, that they either need to be a part of the government or they're going to have to fight and take it over. But either way, the United States is not going anywhere, and you're not going to let us leave because we're utilizing Afghanistan as a position so that China has a Muslim threat. And believe me, once they start killing Uyghurs in China, once they start destroying ancient Uyghur mosques in China, you don't think the Taliban is going to do something about that? You don't think that they're going to be upset about that and maybe hit up China at the border? And not to mention, ISIS is out there. Did you hear that? ISIS is out there? Why the fuck is ISIS out there? ISIS is out there, folks, so that they can offset Taliban. You understand? Because both of them, let's be honest, are trying to hit up the interim government because we don't want to continue to protect the interim government. We have been training these bastards for almost 2 decades. They should be able to take care of themselves. And the reason our ISIS assets are out there is to keep the Taliban in line. That's what it is. I mean, you know, take a look. Put up ISIS Afghanistan. They're out there. They're fighting the Taliban and they're fighting the goddamn interim government. So the Taliban is finding itself, oh, wait a minute, where are these Jehudis coming from? So that's why we're seeing so much violence, folks. That's why you're seeing, like, you know, if you take a look at the past several days of what's been going on in Afghanistan, I mean, what is it, 100 people killed here recently in some bombing that ISIS took credit for? I mean, there's a lot of bad things going on because we're trying to force the Taliban into a certain position where they have to do business with us. And I think it's going to happen, folks, because we want to use Islam against not only China, but Russia. And I think that the strategy that we've been doing up to thus far is working. I think it's beyond working, if you want my opinion. I mean, that's why we're there. That's why we're doing the diplomatic moves that we are. We are taking a totally new approach to Russia and China. I wouldn't be surprised if you would, you know, you could probably call this a Cold War. A Cold War with China and Russia. And I think that's better. I think that's great. I think we should have a Cold War with these sons of bitches. I mean, we're the ones that created these bastards, man. I mean, look at China. We can't even renegotiate our trade deal in which we give them $600 billion in a trade deficit on an annual basis, and they're telling us that we don't have the right to renegotiate. So, I mean, this goes to show you how these so-called allies of ours respect us, and that's why we have Donald Trump in office, to force these sons of bitches to give us some goddamn respect. So once again, wait for China and its Muslim problem, because it's coming. Mark my words, it's coming. And same with Russia. Speaking of Russia, I was talking about in the beginning of the broadcast how this goddamn Robert Mueller special counsel needs to fucking end and needs to go away, because there is no Russia-Trump connection whatsoever. That the United States, and this just goes to show you that Trump he doesn't have shit to do with Russia. The U.S. has sent a message to Russia by launching 100 missiles in an air assault in the southern region of the Syrian desert. Now, why is this, folks? Because this is a warning to Russia not to attack the Idlib province. Now, for you folks that are unaware, Turkey, Iran, and Russia are in Syria today. I don't know if they're still there, but they were there today to figure out whether or not they were going to do an all-out assault on the Idlib province. And this is why you have a lot of chemical weapon talk going on again, etc., because there's a civil war in Syria. And the last part of that uprising against Bashar al-Assad is in the Idlib province of Syria. So, like I said, we sent Russia a little bit of a message by launching 100 missiles in an all-out air assault in the Syrian southern desert, man. And it's a warning. It's a warning to Russia. If you, Turkey, Iran, enter into the in the Idlib province, we're not going to back down. This isn't fucking Obama. We're not going to put a line in the sand and say, yeah, if you go over this line, you're going to get it, and then they go over the line and we don't do shit. This is Donald Trump. This is my fucking president. This is a capitalist president. Don't you ever forget it. Anyway, folks, once again, aside from the United States launching over 100 missiles in an air assault in the Syrian southern desert as a message to Russia, the United States also intercepted Russian bomber that was headed towards Alaska. Did y'all hear about this? A U.S. F-22 stealth, actually 2 U.S.-22 stealth jets intercepted a Russian bomber headed towards Alaska. Now, because they were intercepted and being monitored by these stealth F-22s, the Russians, or whatever Russian jet that was approaching Alaska, decided to do some little show-off maneuvers and then just leave. You know? They did not enter U.S. or Canada airspace, but this just goes to show you that Russia's trying to flex nuts, and we intercepted one of their planes, and you know what? They backed down. I'm telling you, the world is starting to respect America again, and thank God. Thank God they are. Under Obama, I was tired of America being treated like a fucking pussy. I was tired of it. I mean, do y'all remember when China made Barack Obama exit out of the ass of Air Force One, for Christ's sake? Don't y'all remember that shit? They made him come out of the ass of Air Force One, for fuck's sake. No. When President Trump visited China, they rolled out the red carpet. Literally. Literally. That's the difference between a Trump presidency and a faggoty Obama presidency. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I just told you 2 different moves that the United States military has conducted on Russia, and yet, once again, you continue to hear in the mainstream media that the president is somehow still Putin's puppet, or that he has some sort of connection with Vladimir Putin. I mean, give me a break! I'm telling you, the only thing that Donald Trump is loyal to is the United States of America. That's the only thing he's loyal to. Because don't you understand, I hate to keep repeating this, but this president did not have to do this. He risked everything. He risked his wealth, his family, his life to do this. And by the way, I mean, just to show you that he has risked his family, and that, this politics, in the words of my friend Roger Stone, politics ain't beanbag. Let me go show you what they did to Donnie Trump, all right? Now, I've told you that, in my opinion, that Mueller may subpoena Donnie Jr., okay? May go right after Donnie Jr., for Christ's sake. Now, why is that? Because lest we forget that Donnie Jr. was the guy who ended up in that supposed Russia meeting that he was set up. He was set up by the deep state and Russia to be put in that position. But aside from that, did you hear that this past weekend, or last week sometime, Donnie Jr. was out hunting in Montana with a former NFL player, which was his friend, named Jason Hairston. Did you know that Jason Hairston was found today dead of an apparent suicide? I mean, come on, man. I mean, do you understand? I mean, politics is dangerous. I'm not even kidding around, man. You don't think that's a fucking sign? This is what I tell all you idiots. Donald Trump has risked his own life, his family's life, his wealth to go against the deep state, the political establishment, the media. Look! Open your eyes, for Christ's sake! Yeah. He just went hunting, Donnie Jr., with his friend Jason Hairston. Jason Hairston, last week in Montana, went out on a hunting trip. There's pictures of it. Today, Jason Hairston was found dead of an apparent suicide. You don't think that was a little bit of a sign, huh? You don't think that was a little bit of a sign by the deep state? Black operations, folks? I'm telling you! Donald Trump is doing what he's doing because he's doing it for the country! He's doing it for you! He's doing it for me! He's doing it for the posterity of America itself! And that's why I implore you, I beg you once again, don't sit on your fucking thumbs! It's time to get political once again. The 2018 midterms are that fucking important. Don't you understand that? It's that fucking important, you idiots. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. Why do you think I'm sitting here screaming? Why do you think I'm sitting here doing this crap? I'm not doing this for the money, obviously, folks. I'm not making any fucking money on this broadcast. I'm doing this in hopes of having anybody who can hear me out there to take their fucking lives and take politics serious and become a capitalist, damn it! Become an unadulterated capitalist! Capitalism is the true essence of freedom. It gives you, the individual, the opportunity to carve out your own life. But you, as the individual, have to be smart enough to do it. You have to understand capitalism. You always have to work with capitalism. Because, folks, with capitalism, you can make whatever the fuck life that you want. Whatever's in your head, whatever's your perfect scenario of life, it's up to you. You gotta do it, the individual. You gotta make the decisions. You gotta make the choices. That's what freedom's all about, you stupid shitheads. You've got to initiate it. You've got to make it happen. What have I always told you? What have I always told your asses, for Christ's sake? The difference between capitalists and everybody else is that everybody else waits for things to happen to them. They wait for things to happen to them. Capitalists, what do us capitalists do? We go out and we make fucking things happen. We go out and make things happen. We don't wait for things to happen to us. We go out and make things happen. And that's why I'm calling on you. Become a capitalist. Go out. Make things happen. Carve out your own destiny. Your life. Your world is yours. Take it. Do something with it. Damn it. Do you hear me? Do something with it. Jesus Christ. Do not submit to collective ideology. Do not submit to collectivization, for Christ's sake. Because when you submit to collectivization, you are voluntarily relinquishing your individuality. You're voluntarily relinquishing your choice, your ability to make decisions. And who are you relinquishing that to? The state! The state! Wake up, you fucking idiots! Wake up! Jesus Christ, man. Give me my freaking cola. I hope some of you out there are truly listening to this broadcast and taking this fucking broadcast serious, man. It's up to you. It's up to you, man. It's up to you, whatever your life wants to be. It's up to you. You gotta do it. No fairy is going to come out of a fucking bottle and wave a wand and say, oh, here's your life. Here you go. Yay. It's all yours now. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let me move on. I've got 2 more subject matters, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go to the store and get some goddamn alcohol, for Christ's sake. Right after this show, I'm not even kidding, and then I'm going to kick back in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, for Christ's sake. Let me move on. Now, folks, did you all hear what happened? Now, earlier in the week, Iran claimed that it had moved missiles into Iraq as a supposed warning to the United States. But Iran came out later on after Reuters put out that report and said that Iran did not move any missiles into Iraq. And as a matter of fact, folks, that report seemed to have been a little bit of a fake news by Reuters in an attempt to try to, I don't know, cause some shit. But folks, I've told you about Iran's influence over Iraq. And I told you that in the early 80s, there was a war called the Iran-Iraq War in which over 1 million Iranians were killed and about 400 or 500,000 Iraqis were killed. And now you've got Iran influencing Iraq. I mean, isn't the new prime minister of Iraq supposedly this al-Sadr asshole, which is supposed to be up the ass of Iran itself? He's a Shiite cleric. Well, regardless, folks, regardless of how much Iran thinks it has influence over Iraq, the Iraqi people are getting up and raising up now. They are raising up. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but in the city of Basra, Iraqi protesters rose up and set fire to an Iranian consulate and burned that son of a bitch to the ground. Do you understand that? Huh? How about that, Iran? I think the Iraqis are still a little salty about the Iran-Iraq war, you stupid sons of bitches. What, you thought you were just going to move into Iraq and think that, what, the Sunni components were just going to sit on their thumbs and not do a goddamn thing? You got another thing coming, Iran. And look, the people of Iraq are raising up against your authority, Iran. It's beautiful. The Iraqi protesters in Basra burn, baby, burn that Iranian consulate in there, baby. And, of course, there was no Iranians there to kind of protect the consulate, so the son of a bitch just burned. So what does that mean? This coincides with what I've been telling you the foreign policy is of Donald Trump when it comes to the Middle East. We are trying to create a war between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Or better yet, forget countries. We're trying to start a war between Shiites and Sunnis. And folks, Just take a look at what's happening into Iraq right now. I mean, this is good news for that strategy. You've got Iraqis out of their own accord rising up against Iran and burning down to the ground an Iranian consulate. This just goes to show you this powder keg that foreign policy makers in the Trump administration are trying to pull, that are trying to make blow up. This Sunni Shiite explosion, I think it's coming. And why do we want this? Why do we want Sunnis and Shiites to kill each other in a bloody holy war? Because, folks, there's over 1 billion Muslims. There's like 1.2, 1.3 billion Muslims on the earth. And I've said this 1,000 times. If only 10% of those Muslims are extremists, that's a lot of people. That's even more than the population of the United States. So how the hell do you combat that? The United States can't go and physically go to war and eliminate a good portion of these populations. That's stupid. What we do, folks, is we turn the Islamic world on each other. And I'm telling you, it kills 80 birds with one stone, folks. All right, because what you do first and foremost is you cause a war between Sunni and Shia. And all the Islamic extremist Yehudis, all the men that are all over the world, whether it's in Europe because of the migrant crisis, whether it's in the United States because of Barack Obama's immigration policy, wherever, they're going to want to go to the Holy Land and conduct jihad, whether it's for the Sunni side or the Shiite side. So it's going to bring all these Yehudis that are all over the world and converge in the Middle East. Secondly, it's going to thin out the herd of the Muslim population. I mean, if you stick the Muslim population against each other and they're battling each other out, they're going to kill a good portion of each other off, so that this Islamic extremism becomes less dangerous for the rest of the world. And thirdly, another thing that could happen is that at some point in time, these Muslims are going to they're going to do so much killing. They're going to do so much killing from one another. At some point, they're going to be like, why are we killing each other? Why are we doing this? Why don't we stop doing this and live? Why don't we live very good? Why don't we live like peace? I don't understand. Why are we doing this? Now, of course, if that day never comes, well, at least we're thinning the herd of world Yehudis while keeping the rest of the world a little safe. Now, I know this sounds sick. I know this sounds very diabolical. But, folks, this is how foreign policy is created. This is what international relations and international politics is all about. The constant state of international politics is what? It's anarchy. I mean, it's anarchy. I mean, you know, one country is bombing one country, but is cool with this country, and I mean, it's anarchic. It's just an anarchy situation. It's destabilized. I mean, that's what you have to know when you're a foreign policy maker and understand international relations, that the world is in a constant state of anarchy. Now, as a foreign policy creator, you have to use that anarchy to your advantage. You have to use countries' angst to your advantage. You've got to use the idiosyncrasies of cultures to your advantage so that you can make foreign policy happen as opposed to allowing it to evolve into something happening. And this Muslim strategy that the current administration is conducting, I think, is genius. And I think that it's a little better late than never. Because, I mean, I'm telling you, we have to thin out these Muslims, and there is no other way of doing it, man. I mean, there's no other way of doing it. There's 1.3 billion Muslims in the world, man. I mean, there's no other way to do it. I know it sounds sick, but we're killing like 80 birds with one stone, man. Anyway, once again, I'm glad to see the Iraqis, the Sunnis that are in Iraq, raise up against the Iranian influence. I can't believe it. I love it, man. Once again, Iraqi protesters set fire to Iranian consulate in Basra. Very, very, very cool, to say the least, man. I can't wait to the big Islamic war between Sunni and Shiite. I can't wait. I'll be having popcorn, baby. Anyway, last subject matter, folks. Did you all hear what happened in Brazil? The right-wing presidential candidate, Jair Bolsonaro, Jair Bolsonaro, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, the leading right-wing candidate running for president of Brazil, got stabbed in a rally here yesterday. Now, the reason I bring this up, folks, is because I've been telling you Brazil is on a destabilized path of complete and utter civilization breakdown. And the reason is because communists are physically raising up and trying to take control of Brazil through violent revolution. And this right-wing presidential candidate that's running for president in Brazil that got stabbed yesterday is a direct consequence of the violence that the communists are instilling on the people of Brazil today. And I want to be honest with you, folks, if you've been on gas, there's been a huge influx of people in Brazil. And many of those people in Brazil are gabbing out, SOS, America, please help us. Communists are taking over. They're killing us. They're murdering us. I remember even seeing something on YouTube, on the Fox Network YouTube channel during, some speech, I believe, relating to Trump. They were all in that chat room saying the same thing. SOS, help us in Brazil. We've got communists killing us, etc. Well, the only thing I have to say to Brazil is this. There's nothing America can do for you. The only thing that Brazil, the people of Brazil, can do, if you truly do not want this social disease called communism infecting the civilization of Brazil, you've got to start killing the communists. You understand that? I mean, what is it going to take for you Brazilians to understand that the only way that you're going to stop these communists is if you kill them before they kill you? You kill them before they kill your country. I mean, they just stabbed your presidential right-wing candidate. This just goes to show you the extent in which communism, at least in Brazil, is going down. And let me tell you, in America, it's not that far off from Brazil. I mean, we just talked about these Democrats in the Senate during this Brett Kavanaugh hearing defying rules of the Senate. Defying rules of the Senate and making documents public that were deemed committee confidential. As if the rules do not apply to these senators. And that's why I'm saying, folks, that's what these leftists are trying to do in America. That's what these Democrats are doing in America. They are trying to jeopardize the integrity of the very institutions that is our government. And I'm telling you all out there in Brazil, you've already had your right-wing presidential candidate stabbed. It's time for you all to start killing communists, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until they themselves start losing people on their side, so they start realizing that their little violence episode is not going to be met with pacifism. It's going to be met with the same type of vicious violence that the communists inflict on you. And that's why I'm calling on all of Brazil right now. If you are listening to my voice, it's time to kill communists. It's time to kill communists in the name of capitalism. You all in Brazil have already seen the corruption and the criminality of socialism and communism firsthand. You all need to stop communism in Brazil by killing communists. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it, for Christ's sake. I mean, unless you're just going to sit by and watch these people take control of your country without doing anything about it, then go out and do something. Do you understand that? Go out and do something, for Christ's sake. I'm talking to the country of Brazil. Go out and kill these fucking communists, man! Go out and kill these communists before they kill you! They already stabbed your fucking right-wing president, man! Go at him! Go at him, Brazil! Kill communists! That's the only way you're going to stop them! There is no SOS! There is no American saving! You've got to do it! You! You've got to do it! Jesus Christ, man. And let me tell you, these leftists, and I say it again, these leftists in this country are starting to get very close to that very rabid phase of violence. And those of us on the right, we better be prepared for it. They're already starting, folks. They're already starting, and you better be prepared. You better not be one of these ass clowns that are just going to put a fucking thumb up your ass and are going to play your video games while the whole goddamn American civilization collapses. God damn it. We need some fucking serious people out here. We need some fucking serious people that are going to live more for themselves, more than themselves, and put themselves in history, for Christ's sake. Anyway, folks, I'm about done with this Baller Friday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I want to thank you all very much for tuning in with me, folks. Once again, it was a very short week. I did take this past Monday, Labor Day, off. I will not be off this Labor Day. So I hope that you tune in with me this Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time. Of course, the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is ghost.report. All right? It's as simple as that. Type that in your browser, add that to your bookmarks, add that to your favorites, ghost.report. That is the official website, folks. Make sure to spread that across the internet and throughout the world. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio, once again, is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas Time. And by the way, I am going to be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room here in about 30 minutes. What I'm going to do is probably going to go out and get some beer, because I fucking need a beer, for Christ's sake, man. How else do you celebrate the goddamn weekend without kicking back a couple of cold ones? Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Right? But anyway, I'm going to be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. If you want to come on down and chill with us tonight, we're probably going to get into some good old-fashioned internet tomfoolery. We're probably going to, talk about some things. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's a Friday night. Let's do something a little bit internet dangerous or something, huh? Let's do something. And not to mention, I'm going to be drinking, too, so that'll be a sight. But if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, it's as simple as this, okay? Go to my Gab right now, okay? Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, and I will private message you back with a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that damn simple, baby. That damn simple. And by the way, before I get the hell out of here, let me give some more shout-outs to the folks that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. And by the way, if you do join this month, you're going to get yourself a free newsletter in the mail. All right? So that's another thing to look forward to if you happen to subscribe to the True Capitalist Radio chat room and be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all right? Anyway, folks, what's going on to Yamigo, Stagio, Pepe the Frog, No Limit Ninja, We got Nason in the house. What's going on in Metaform, Insane Energy, Hoodie, Holden Capitalist, Herb Capitalist, Hawk Late Milk, Hans Uberlander, Hambone Capitalist, Fly on the Wall, Capitalist America, Brodog, BP. We got Blasphemous Bastard in the house, Billy Cossack, Big Brain Shekels, Australian Capitalist, Aquilian, Andrew Smith, and Aesthetic, baby. What's going on? Anyway, folks, thank you all very much for tuning in with me. I very much appreciate it. I will be back this Monday, 6:30 p.m., folks. This was episode number 614, episode number 614. Today's date is September 7th, 2018, and I hope that I hear from you this Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And once again, spread this show link around like wildfire, baby, because if you're listening to this broadcast, you're listening to the political underground. I guarantee it. You're listening to the political underground. You're goddamn right. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I'm going right to the store, hooking it up with some beer, and I'm kicking it in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. That's what the hell I'm doing. Cheers to all of you on this Baller Friday! And thank you very much for tuning in with me. I very much appreciate it. Be here this Monday. And by the way, if you appreciate this content, go ahead and go to ghost.report and put something into the cryptocurrency wishing well, baby, all right? Just put a little something in the cryptocurrency wishing well to sustain the continuity of this underground political broadcast, baby, all right? All right, baby. Thank you very much. Until Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm getting the hell out of here really quick. I'm going to get some beer. I'll be in the True Capitalist Radio chat room tonight, so make sure you join if you want to join us. We'll be in there tonight, and I'll be in the chat room here in about 30, 45 minutes. I got to go to the store. I'm out of here. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism! Death to socialism! And death to communism! I'm out of here. I'll see you in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, boy. Woo!